Good evening. Welcome to Guitars and Music. I hope you'll consider subscribing. You know, the Klon is one of the most iconic pedals, and I didn't know that much about the Klon. I'd never played one, but I was in a little independent Atlanta amplifier shop, Acorn Amplifiers, and the guy not only is a great electrician, his name is Bill Waters, I'll type it on there, but he also makes pedals. So I picked up this Klon clone. It's an Acorn Klon clone. You can look at it there. And tonight I'm going to try. I've never played a Klon before. We're going to try it and unbox it and see whatever we think of it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Klon sound in general. And having played it a little bit, I have some thoughts on that. So I hope you'll stick around. Here's a little bit of it first. This is the way it came. Small indie kind of boutique pedal dealer, so it didn't, come in cellophane wrap or anything, but this is how it came. So, and I haven't opened it. I've been kind of waiting to do this video, so I haven't really messed with the way it was presented to me in the Acorn amps. Let's take a look at it here. Let's take the box. So you get a Acorn Overdrive. Congratulations, you now possess the Acorn Overdrive. A versatile, transparent overdrive effects pedal. And it's a Klon. I imagine they're not using the Klon, but it's a Klon clone. And he used that word transparent, which seems to be the characteristic that so many people associate with the Klon. So in a minute, we're going to hook it up here. There you can see the effects, some directions there. And you get a little bit of merch, swag, whatever you want to call it. What's that? Acorn Amplifiers, a little button. Here it is. That's the pedal itself. We'll take that out. Let's just finish looking. Thank you. So nice little postcard. Come back. Atlanta, Georgia. And I thought I got a... Oh, I did. And you get a couple stickers. So I'll have to think where... I got a couple Fender stickers, and I put one on my car. I don't want to put too many in my car and be like these bumper sticker people, but I have decided I'm going to start sticking stickers where I think they're appropriate. That's always an issue. Don't want to put any on a guitar, but I might put one on a case. Acorn Amplifiers and another Acorn Amplifiers. Okay, let's look at this now. Let's take it out. Let me just turn this off one. Okay, you can see the bag there. And let's just pop it out of there. And there it is. So you've got a pretty straightforward pedal. It doesn't have a lot of labeling on it, but it's a Klon clone. So it's got directions in here. I believe this is the gain, this is tone, and that's level. He told me a lot of people use this for is that a LED light? We'll see it in a minute. But a lot of people use the Klon in general for like a boost. I'm not that familiar. To me, a fuzz is a fuzz. And there are good fuzzes and bad fuzzes. I love the Big Muff. That's my favorite. I've actually been using this Keeley Dark Side, which is an excellent fuzz. That's the delay side. That's the fuzz side. And on my BCB Boss 60 pedal board, I use the Angry Driver, which isn't technically a fuzz. The only fuzz I've ever had that I didn't really like too much was the Boss FZ5, which is kind of a rare misfire for Boss, I thought. And I'm not one of these smelling salts pedal guys, Most fuzzes, if they're halfway decent, sound pretty good. I've always thought if you spend money and buy halfway decent pedal, Big Muff is my favorite, but I didn't think the Boss one was too good. But I'm anxious to try this one. And I like a little delay and a little reverb. You can see that I've just, for now, I've just kind of put the Acorn clone in my BCB. It doesn't really fit, but that way I've got the power and everything, and it does turn on. See the light? That's the little indicator light. So here's my clean sound. Let me turn it up a little bit for you. All right, you ready to try the clon? Let's turn this off. And here we go. Let's turn the volume down on it first so we don't blow our... Oh boy, it's got some power to it. I'm gonna wake up my family here. I'm gonna turn it down because it's late. Hey, that's got a really nice sound, and I'm playing it kind of conservatively because I'm loud. Things they often say about the Klon is it's a very transparent pedal. I don't really know what, trying to use words to describe tones is pretty difficult. It's sort of like your middle school creative writing teacher, but it's considered transparent. And I think you can hear that on this. The other thing I've often heard about clons is they're good for rhythm. I don't think they're associated a lot with lead, but they're really good for rhythm. They give you a really nice kind of defined, light rhythm, and it sounds to me, it reminds me a lot of the really good rhythm sounds you'd hear on old late 60s rock records coming out of England, like David Bowie, Mott the Hoople, those really good guitar sounds, especially on the rhythm tracks, That was my take on it. Now, maybe others have used it differently, but I think it's a very nice little pedal. That's a nice sound. Listen to that. That is really nice. I was really pleased with this pedal. I think it's well made. I think it's it seems to do what it's supposed to do, and the guy's a prominent amplifier repair dude here in the Atlanta area where I happen to live. So, and he makes pedals and has a line of pedals. So I hope you'll consider, checking out his other pedals. He's got some overdrive pedals. I think that this was he just had a few of these, but he has a distortion pedal and a delay pedal that I think have really done pretty well. He's got one that's got two distortions built into the pedal, and that's you see that a lot in kind of fancy pedal boards around Atlanta. conclusion, I do like this Klon pedal. I think this is a good one. It's a Klon clone, so you can compare it to the other Klon clones. I think it does a fine job. It seems like it's a well-made pedal, and it works really well. It plugs right in. The Klon sound, I think, is a really neat sound. I think it's kind of a distinctive sound. I don't think it's something that's sort of rare or one of those kind of funky pedals that is too weird that it might sound kind of cool in the store, but when you get home you really don't know how to use it. It's a mainstream guitar pedal sound. I mean, it's not doing anything too crazy, but it just does it really well. It's a really defined, nice, crisp, but kind of light distortion, I would say. Fuzz. I think it's considered a type of fuzz pedal technically. So I have pedals I like to play lead with better that I think give me more sustain. Let me like a Pink Floyd type stuff or something. But I think this is a really good pedal. I think it's got for like British blues, American blues, it's got a really, it's clean but fuzz at the same time, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of a hard combination to get. I also think it's I think it would be especially good for a really nice rhythm part, like that kind of British or old 60s and 70s, that really nice electric guitar sound that was backing vocals on a lot of those great old records. That's what it reminds me of. Now, others might have used it differently, but that was, I just think of all those old records. And, a lot of those old records were really just guitars dimed out at 11, but they sounded so good. And it was the rhythm guitar that made a lot of those records, and I think this has a really good sound for rhythm, and I think it's a good lead too. Like I said, I think it's a kind of nice, clean sounding lead with a lot of definition and warmth to it. I don't think it's a type of fuzz that's going to give you a lot of sustain all night long like some of those fancier fuzz pedals. I like to use a little delay and reverb on my fuzz. That's kind of my sound: fuzz, delay, and reverb, and you get that kind of Grand Canyon sound. But I think it's good. And hats off to Acorn Amplifiers, and I think you should consider picking one up. By the way, I have zero to do. He didn't give me that. I bought that pedal. It was $200. I bought it, so and I bought it because I thought it might be a cool thing to review, and I've never had a Klon, so I just kind of picked it up on a impulse buy. So I'm not promoting it in any kind of way or anything, but I think he's got some nice pedals, and I think if you're into pedals, especially some pedals that are well made, that are high quality pedals, but ones you don't see around a lot, you ought to check out Acorn Amplifiers. And there's kind of the several Klon clones, I think this holds right up to some of the, let's say Electro Harmonix one, Soul something or another, and then the Wampler, and some of the ones you always see, the Archer. But I think this is as good as any of them, I would say, and it's something that not everybody else has. So Acorn pedals and amplifiers, the Klon clone. It doesn't say Klon on the pedal, but it's a Klon clone. Well, God bless you. I hope you'll consider subscribing. Thank you.